Oh, hey, what's up? It's Greg Redden. Let's get to the date and time stamp on here, folks. Yeah, it's May 22nd, 2023 at 7:04 p.m. Central Standard Time in Sioux City, fucking Iowa. So, what I'm going to call this segment is Smoking Pot with Greg in Iowa. It's where I sit and smoke pot and talk about shit that matters. Yeah. And I'll say it again, Iowa being a zero tolerance towards pot state, which is complete bullshit. And yeah, everybody knows it is. And besides the fact I like to smoke pot, I like to make it a point to let people know I'm not going to cower and submit to this government that has, oppressive, just bullshit laws against consensual, able-minded adult behavior. Nobody should be in prison for possession, ingestion, or barter amongst other adults. That's consensual, able-minded adult behavior and activity. Now, you occasionally hear from the government propaganda like, well, these dealers are going into schoolyards. Well, guess what? If they're doing that, they're going to get clubbed anyway. Yeah, I've never heard of met a dealer that was going into schoolyards, man. Yeah, that would just have to be handled somehow. Fuck. But other than that, yeah, if you're an adult and nobody's making you do anything, and nobody is anyway, if you're an adult, take some accountability. Like me, I party and I take accountability for it. I don't know anybody else, and if I did, I wouldn't tell any of you. But be that as it may, yeah. So, our governor, Kim Reynolds, I saw her publicly speaking, about made me want to throw up my lunch. She was saying she will not support cannabis legislation for the remainder of her term in office. And I don't know how long governors can be in office. Way too long, it seems like. Especially if you're that slat, Kim Reynolds. You know, the slat. You don't even want to know what that means. But, yeah, I'm just out here in my neighborhood. Everybody's pretty cool these days. We get along mostly. And when we don't, we hash it out, That's how people have to be. You can't, I'm learning I can't repress that. If I've got and it's not aggressive, but if I'm interacting with somebody and they're completely out of line, I'm just going to say that. There doesn't have to be a physical altercation. If it gets bad enough, I'll just get some distance from the motherfucker. Now, where I was going with that, I have no idea. That's what I love about pot. Sometimes my train of thought goes right off the fucking rails, but I'll get back to it after I smoke another hit of pot. The fact that there's no reason they should be putting these people in prison for possession, ingestion, or barter. But for 20 fucking years, the people that are actually in there and took all their time, 20 years, 10 years of their life, that's life gone. And you got these pedophiles, known pedophiles, getting out in 5 years. They've got housing as soon as they get out of prison. I cannot get housing anywhere in the city as far as apartments. I've called probably tens of dozens, every one. And I'm just up front. I have an extensive criminal record. Are you going to rent to me? I just want to know up front before and they won't. And these pedophiles, besides that, yeah, they get out in 5 years and you got the fucking most loyal, hardest core motherfuckers doing 20 years because they kept their fucking mouths shut like they should have, and yeah, it's just terrible, man. Fuck. It's a hate crime. Now, I don't go fucking with anybody in prison. I've been in prison, and I've known of pedophiles. I don't go hanging around them, But I ain't gonna say anything if somebody else is fucking with him, you know? I'm not gonna go do it myself because it ain't my way, but things happen. You know, you go around touching and raping, you rape anybody, raping kids especially. You might not be the most popular person. Oh, fuck. Oh, I gotta remember camera angles here, right? Let's see if we can get some balance on this motherfucker. There's some balance. How about that? Right, the snake. The snake. Right, the snake. Right, the snake. Right, the snake. Right, the snake. Oh God, I just thought of it. I bought this today. It is funny. It's a gay pride lighter. If you don't know, um, I bought it at the Come and Go, and I thought it'd be a cool lighter to have to give a bunch of over fucking paying attention motherfuckers something to look at, you know. But besides that, I'm gay and I don't give a fuck. So I asked for the guy on the counter, and I could read his mind. He was like, "Okay." Oh my god, it's funny. And I was like, "Oh, my secret's out." Occasionally, I'll be out in society somewhere, anywhere. Somebody will go, "You're gay," and I'm like, Junior Einstein, you've really uncovered some matter there. You are an up and comer. I said, fuck. I haven't lied. Basically, I haven't lied to anybody about my sexuality since the age of 21. If I get to know you well enough, I'm not gonna lie to you and tell you I want to fuck a pussy and eat tits and shit. I figure that's only so. Yeah, but that's funny. I usually get pink lighters and yellow lighters because a lot of people think yellow lighters are bad luck, and I love to get and pink lighters because it always makes sense. He's got a pink lighter, you know. Fuck, I don't know. The simple joy is right. So back to what I was saying. Yeah. Point blank on this subject, Biden and his administration, I don't think it would do anything but help his chances of getting reelected if he immediately pardons Julian Assange. As you know, his press secretary won't even answer fucking questions about him. She danced around it with semantics for 3 minutes and finally said, I'm not going to answer any questions about Assange. You know, I think I've gone into this. I'll do a brief recap. The guy is a foreign national and an independent journalist. He got confidential, information about war crimes, CIA secrets, uh, surveillance, just documentation of the evils going on in various forms of our government. And he was posting them regularly on his website, wikileaks.com. So, long story shorter, he got put in an embassy, which is a building. He got confined there for 12 years. He's sitting 4 years now. He's been sitting 4 years in a solitary confinement cell. I'll get into what a solitary confinement cell is like maybe later, but it's not good. He's sitting in a solitary confinement cell waiting extradition to the United States to face Espionage Act charges. Now, he's a foreign national. He's an independent journalist. He shared factual war crimes, like a video of our certain military personnel just murdering, mowing down a group of innocent civilians. And when the people came to help them and pick them up, they got shot down as well. And these guys are laughing on that. That's just one thing but that made him unpopular enough to where they secluded him to an embassy. Now he got stooged off by wherever he was at. He's been in solitary confinement for 4 months, and I don't think Biden wants that on his hands, extraditing him. You know, it wouldn't be anything but to your benefit to have some balls and do something that's right. Same thing with the pot. I bet he's not going to support federal legalization across the board for cannabis and hemp. You know, what about my election? Well, who gives a fuck? Do the right thing, you know? So what if you don't get elected? You fucking stooge. At least you did the right thing. That counts for something. So, yeah, I think there's a lot of people behind me about this Julian Assange thing. I've seen a lot of it. And, yeah, it's about goddamn time. Our elected officials and our authorities, policing, judicial, everybody that's an authority or in our government, they start, fuck, I forgot. Oh, God, it needs some more. We'll get to that in a second. So, I tried to play it off, but I forgot what I was going to say. I'll get back to it if I want to. Fuck. Oh yeah, Biden. Yeah, you gotta pardon Julian Assange. If he comes here and gets tried for an espionage act, he wasn't a spy or anything. He's a journalist. You know, putting public, actual, factual documentation of war crimes, genocide, CIA operations comes out. And I know this for a fact. Trump and his CIA administration were planning to have him assassinated. You just can't do that to people. And, Biden's administration, I'm reading, just like Obama's. And, we all know about George W. And if you don't, well, anyway, I'm not going down that wicked hole of doom. But yes, they're they're dropping bombs via drones. A lot of times, mostly on foreign civilians. They say it's a target, and when it comes out publicly that it wasn't the target for one, and there was a mass collateral damage casualties of innocent people in the area that got blown to shreds, and they come out and say it was a mistake. And this has been happening with regularity. I've heard so many stories about them bombing something. Uh, One time I saw a report in Las Vegas about bombing the Doctors Without Borders Children's Hospital by accident. You know, fuck. You just can't do that, man. And it's about goddamn time. Our authorities. I remember where I was going. That our authorities, our elected officials, whatever, whatever, whatever. Um, I'll think of it at some point. Our elected leaders. That's embarrassing. I gotta take a drink of water. Oh yeah, it's time our officials, our elected leaders, our authorities start working for us like it's supposed to be. They're supposed to be our servants, and whether or not you know it, the only reason I share this is because I know it. And if you don't, I'm not going to explain to you how I know. I just know they're killing us all off slowly. There's a there's a lot of fucked up shit going on in the CIA, NSA, the FBI, the government, and oh. So they're killing us. They're imprisoning us. They're fucking with all of us. And how could it not be smart of us or only appropriate of us to oppose that tyranny, oppression, police state society, genocidal, covert operative, CIA black ops? How could it not be anything but appropriate to react to that with appropriate defense and resistance? Uh, you know, And yeah, when I say resistance, it doesn't mean just because we oppose certain government entities, we're going to go bomb a fucking mass building of the CIA. No, we're not George W. Bush. Collateral damage is never good. Doesn't mean things don't have to happen. Because there's certain people that have just crossed the line in every way. And from my opinion and my view, and I can say this, there's plenty of people that do not deserve to live any longer for the crimes against humanity they've done. Adrenochrome, fucking children torture, pedophilia being promoted, um, covert murder all over this country. I've seen it. I've seen I've been around it for years. I've investigated these mass graves. I spent a lot of time looking at this shit. I spent a lot of time going places nobody else would, because if you look like you belong somewhere, you do. And I investigated a lot of shit. But yeah, they're fucking killing us. And it's going to happen. But they're not just going to kill us off, because this whole planet could be blown to shreds in a second. These sick motherfuckers at the top are enjoying it. They planned it all out. The hate between the blacks and the whites and the borders and the Latinos and neighborhoods. We're all civilians. They're all fucking planning and plotting this. And we all need to come together, man. Uh, we can police ourselves, dude. Fuck. The Syrian rebels, man, their government regime was doing the exact same thing, and I got a lot of respect for them. They rose up, man. Yeah, I saw kids with machine gun. Well, you gotta arm your people, man. You got. We're not gonna go around killing people because we're not the U.S. government, but that's all I gotta say about that. Yeah, but yeah, if you're involved, like these elder Rothschilds, in the promotion of pedophilia and human trafficking of children and drinking blood and torturing and planning mass extinction over time, slowly. These are the people you won't hear about on the U.S. news media, because it's all in house. What you're watching is a box. And they're putting anything on there that they want you to believe. That's all it is. It's smoke and mirrors. And yeah, look around you. Look at your society. When a house goes missing from one day to the next, and the lot is completely leveled and mud, you know, when just look around you. Landscapes are being manipulated. There's a lot of evil shit going on, and I figure either karma can handle that, or the people affected by it can handle it, because they have a right to. If you fucked up bad enough, you know, I'm not going to call hits. I'm not President Biden or Obama. I don't want anything to do with that. But there are people that, you know, that have the right to do what they want. That's all I got to say about that. Yeah, this Ellen cunt, man. So I'm sitting at my friend's house. I kind of like that sudden change of subject, but this is good. Hold on. I'll show you my little secret. Okay. You know what I do out here when I'm blatantly smoking pot? I pretend like I'm planting seedlings in my bushes. Hold on. Oh, yes. I'm very tedious and particular about my seedlings. I think it's funny. I have to entertain myself somehow. Oh, yes. The little seeds. Oh, I actually dropped some seedlings here. Can't be doing that shit. So this, here, let me take a hit of pot and I'll tell you about this sloppy Ellen DeGeneres. Oh my God, I can hear people panicking. How can he say? Give me a chance. I can tell you a few things. Get a little heat with Ellen. Oh shit! Not really. Don't panic. The fucking not the worst shit that happens in my day is fucking my camera falling over. So yeah, give me a sec. I gotta have some of this nug. It's dank as fuck. So sitting at this buddy's house. We're sitting in his living room, and in the adjacent room there was a big TV, almost like a living room, and there was Ellen on in the background. We were sitting there, and again, the adjacent room, just bullshitting. And all of a sudden, I heard Ellen say, "He's tweaking." I said, "That rat little bitch." And I said, with her stupid haircut, my friend starts laughing. But really, you just ratted me on live TV, you dumb cunt. And besides that, you got a stupid ass haircut. But she's not the only one, believe me, that rats me out. Hey, before I go more into Ellen, can we just have this as a general understanding? Yes, I get high. I like to do drugs. Now, let's get that out of the way. Now, rather than other people broadcasting that every chance they get, why can't we just leave it as an implication? We don't have to discuss it out in public or with anybody. And that's a general, concept. We don't need to be speaking about everybody's business to anybody, really. It's so yeah. um yeah. Oh, back to Ellen. So and then the thing that gets me about Ellen, she really dropped the ball on this one. She's bragging on her TV show, okay, get this, about going to baseball games and buddying it up with none other than George W. Bush. Jesus Christ, lady. Pick a better choice of company, I would suggest, or at least don't go fucking bragging about it, you dumb bitch. Yeah, that really puts some high marks on you, going to a baseball game with a war criminal and genocidal maniac. Nice choice of company there, Ellen. You dumb bitch. You rat with your stupid haircut. So, yeah. Well, it'll happen. So back to what I was saying. Oh yeah, we're gonna go a little bit into what are we at? 23. We got enough minute. We're not getting wrapped up yet, for Christ's sakes. Not till I decide. Oh my God! It's not that big of a deal, folks. The camera fell over. It's not really a tragedy. Sometimes I do things like that and people go into panic. Oh my God! No, that's life, man. And I'm gonna light this with what my secret's now. While I'm out here, I have to jigger rig this bowl a little bit. We're just gonna widen this punk right the fuck up, cause I ain't getting a head out of it good enough. I'm gonna have to go to different means if this doesn't work itself out the hatch. I think, well, get that out of there for one. We gotta get down in that bitch. Straighten it out. Okay, there. Oh yeah, you guys are still there. You're just witnessing my conversation with my getting my pop pipe to have airflow through it, so to speak. I had a conversation with my pop pipe. Go figure. It's so embarrassing. Let me tell you. I don't know if I'll be able to live with myself after that. I forgot the cameras on it. Yeah, I'll do things like that. I cuss incessantly. If people want to know me, something about me, I cuss all the time, even when I'm not mad. If I look very intense, it's because, yeah, that's just my tone and affect. It's not because I'm a bad person or violent fucking George W. Bush type person. It's just because I'm fucking probably ripped on something that make my eyes wide and I'm intense. I'm intense anyway, but yeah, and yeah, I'm not violent. I'm not predatory. Occasionally I'll fuck up. I did recently on a couple of things, but we all do, really. That's only for me to take. I figured to take the task. It's only for me to do that with myself. I think there's way too much judging going on in this world of other people's behaviors, adults, because I've experienced it firsthand myself. People I don't even know, getting a sense or an aura or fucking firsthand knowledge of people like